Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush episode review. This time we will be reviewing episode 111, which was round 4 of the growing and increasingly awesome rivalry between Yudias and Zwijo. Zwijo, of course, just being resurrected 3 weeks ago. And what did I think about the episode? Well, I thought it was another really good episode, another really good entry into the rivalry between Yudias and Zwijo, an episode that had Zwijo actually even up the score 2-2, which I believe indicates more than maybe anything else that these two will get at least one more duel before the series comes to an end, which is going to be awesome. There's a genuine chance that these 4 duels all might be in my top 10. They've been that good. And Zwijo, like many of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Rivals, is just a character that when he's on the screen, the show gets enhanced. And the show just feels different. It has a different energy about it. And I feel like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Rival characters have always had that sort of presence and ability on their respective shows. Zwijo is no different. And for a season that I thought started a little bit on the slower side, not saying it was bad or anything, but just on the slower side, it has definitely ramped up in these last 3 to 4 episodes that I think have all been really good episodes. And the fact that we also got opening 3 visuals, I feel kind of marks a turning point of the season from that slow intro period to getting to the really important and intense plot stuff. I mean, the Yuumu and Dark Meister characters are still very mysterious, and Zwijo, of course, still a mystery. How he was resurrected, why he was resurrected, what his ultimate plans are, still very much a mystery. But he does confront Yudias and the gang in this duel. Yudias is overjoyed seeing him, because remember, the last time that Yudias saw Zwijo, Zwijo literally died right in front of him. So seeing Zwijo definitely gave Yudias a lot of emotion, understandably so. He was in shock that Zwijo was even real, and Zwijo, much which is true to his character, doesn't really have any sort of reaction to Yudias feeling this way, and just takes out his duel disc and says, hey, we're dueling. So the duel commences, and these are 2 characters that know each other better than maybe any 2 characters in the show. And so the duel quality was really good. If I had to rank it among the other 3 Zwijo duels, I'd probably have it 3rd. I felt like this was a good duel, but I think the season 1 finale duel and the duel that was near the end of last season were a little better. But this duel really had everything. It had the back and forth action with the aces. It had the multiple attack barrages. The Mirage equipped spell that Yudias used was really cool. That let his Eternal Galactica Oblivion attack multiple times, and Zwijo was able to fight it off a little bit and was able to survive. And then Zwijo, of course, utilizing cards that I assume he got from the Dark Meister, which allows him to contact Fuse. So he contact fusion summons an amazingly sick-looking ace monster known as Dark Matter Requiem, which I think is just such a great symbolic name as well. Obviously, Zwijo has aligned himself with the people of the Dark Matter group, and Requiem, of course, is his basically ace monster. So, very kind of simple in terms of naming strategy there, but I think it is super effective that this is currently a different version of Zwijo. Not saying that he is acting against his own will, or that he's acting with the intentions of helping the Dark Matter galaxy, but rather it's a version of Zwijo that is now utilizing the power that is bestowed within him thanks to the Dark Meister. And so not only do we get to see that via the contact fusion, but we get to see it in the ultimate ace monster that is a mixture of Dark Matter and Requiem, which I thought was perfect. And then, of course, he uses a field spell that is a Dark Matter field spell that is Dark Matter Void Road. And I thought this was an interesting field spell name because, like, Road, you always think Yuga, and maybe that's not really fair, but every time that we hear the word road in Sevens or Go Rush, I feel like it's very natural to just assume Yuga. And it's very interesting because I feel a theory that I really like that I thought of was when the dimensional wormhole opened up and Yuga went through it. I feel like that instance is what helped birth the Dark Matter people. That is just what I believe, especially knowing that the dark matter people are only a month old. Now, for a while, I thought maybe they came in through the portal that was opened up. But when we learned that they've only been around for a month, that obviously is not the truth. It's just not accurate because they're a much newer group, and so they couldn't have just came through this unless maybe they were born in the other dimension and then they came through it when the portal opened up. But either way, I feel like Yugioh is probably involved in this, again, whether it's fair or not. And I just thought that he, whether he's involved in it directly, or I'm not saying he's involved directly, he can be indirectly involved, like his event of going back into the past, whatever past, or excuse me, going back into the future, whatever future that he actually entered, because I don't believe it was the Seven's future, caused these dark matter and the Dark Meister to be resurrected or whatnot, or it led to Yuumu's capture somehow. Like, I feel like there is something to do with Yugioh, and so the fact that the field spell Zwijo used had road in it is very, very interesting to me. But he ends up destroying Yudias' ace monster, Eternal Galactica Oblivion, by flipping it into defense position, which of course gets the equip spell off of it, and then his monster is allowed to do piercing. He ends up decreasing the defense points of Yudias' monster, and through a great combo, pierces, gets the win, and Zwijo is victorious for the second straight time against Yudias. Yudias won the first two, Zwijo wins the second two, and thanks to Zwijo winning, he does not need to answer any questions that Yudias has for him. He walks right over to the curry, he grabs a specific piece of curry bread that the Dark Meister has been after, that the Dark Meister enlisted Zwijo to go on a mission to get this curry bread. Zwijo retrieves it. The Dark Meister and the Dark Men all celebrate. And then at the very end of the episode, we see that Dark Meister realizes that she has been had in a way that she was maybe not aware of. And I believe that kind of proves here what we all theorized, right? None of us really felt like Zwijo genuinely wanted to serve the Dark Men at all, and he rather just had his own kind of ambitions and purposes in mind. What that's for, whether it's for trying to solve the mystery of what's going on with Yuumu, or why he was resurrected, or can the Dark Men potentially lead to the other Valgyrians being resurrected, that remains to be seen. There's definitely a lot that you can theorize there, but Zwijo kind of duped the Dark Meister. At least that's the way that I interpreted it. Maybe you could also interpret it that the piece of curry bread that they were after didn't have the specific powers that they were looking for, and it wasn't that Zwijo necessarily had them or had her. It was just more so they were wrong and being misguided in pursuing that curry bread. So a few different ways you can even kind of interpret that final scene, but all in all, it was a really emotional start to the episode with Zwijo coming by, Sabuus, his role being that more comic relief, really, really deriding Zwijo this entire episode. I mean, there's no other way to put it. He just absolutely adores and admires Zwijo and tried to get involved in any sort of way he could with the summoning chants, with just being part of Zwijo's like crew here, being almost jealous and envious that Zwijo had such a deep connection with the other characters in this episode, and Zwijo not giving away anything. Zwijo not giving away anything about the Dark Meister, Zwijo not giving away anything about Yuumu being probably tied to this group, because remember, Zwijo in 109 had a clear reaction to the cat wearing Yuumu's scarf. So Zwijo has a lot of the answers here. He doesn't have all the answers because he's got answers that he's got to figure out as well. And that's probably the reason why he has not told our main group anything. And so I really, really like the dynamic that they've been building up here. But Zwijo gets the win, retrieves the curry bread. The Dark Meister not happy at the end of this episode. And where do we go from here? Well, we know based on the preview, Dormammu is going to be dueling Yuhi. We are approaching probably the end of this arc already, so I imagine, unless we are going to break the 13-episode arc tradition, which I just don't think we ever are with Go Rush and maybe with Rush Yu-Gi-Oh! In general, we're probably going to have to get Dark Meister and Yuumu and those questions answered soon. Now, we did see Kwai Duel last through 2 arcs. Maybe the Dark Men, or at least the Dark Meister and Yuumu mysteries, will last through 2 arcs and go into arc number 10, which, of course, this is arc number 9, and we'll see, what happens with the 10th arc And if the Darkmen and Darkmeister are still the focal point of that arc, very well could be the case. But, we'll have to wait and see. But, guys, every time Zwijo's involved, it's always a good time. Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush this season has certainly picked up in the last few weeks, to say the least. But I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts on episode 111, this arc as a whole, and this season as a whole, as we are still in the infancy stages of the season, but wrapping up probably soon the first arc of season 3. Thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. I'll talk to you in the comments, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, guys.